Okay, cool lads. Welcome to another vintage video. Um, my name's Josh, and I'm currently recovering from exposure to tundras and underground seas. My understanding is the treatment is a league with SqueeeVine. Um, so this is the list I'm going to play today. I was thinking a moment ago that is this layout like kind of cracked for Squee, right? Mana cost doesn't matter. What are our color counts like? Um, I don't know. I think it's kind of OP, but it also is a bit jarring to me. So we're just going to go back to mana value that we all understand. Don't know if that really helped, but we've got 10 lands here. The normal 9, 4 bazaars, 4 wastes and strips. We're playing a Library of Alexandria, which we'll get to in a minute. Library's just dope. 1 drops, we've got 8 lizards, 4 revivals, and a misstep for the vibes, and the fact that it's busted. 8 squee effects. I'm wondering if we need to consider if a squee effect is in fact cuttable in exchange for something like a main deck petrified field or something like that with the amount of wasteland going around. That's something to explore, which we might do in the coming weeks. And then it's the normal stuff, right? 4 hollow ones, 4 vengevines, 4 force will, 4 mind break trap, 1 chalice, 2 vigors in the main, and 2 furies in the main. This is allegedly 60 cards, and that's the perfect amount. So that's gonna be our main deck going in this evening. Post board, I've got 4 traps, 3 endurance, that's going to be our anti-dredge hate, and a little bit of extra in doomsday binking as well there. 2 more furies, 2 more vigors. Then we get to the fun bit, we've got 2, let's go with 2 for now, 2 elemental blasts. This kills Frog, this kills Lavinia, this kills Atraxa, this kills Lurrus. The big thing there is the Psychic Frog. The main thing, well, one of the big problems with the post-Bauble world, right? Vexing Bauble's been restricted, Sark's been restricted. Everyone's excited, we can play Squee again. Seemed to be wrong because we're still getting Bowmanned and Wastelanded, and on top of that they got Psychic Frog, which is just impossible to deal with. So, like, you can't Fury a Psychic Frog. So it's either play Snapbacks or find something else to do. Null Elemental Blast counters it and kills it, and hits a few other things as well. Petrified Field casts it, Wasteland casts it, Library of Alexandria casts it. So this is the test, right? This is the joke. We'll bring that in against our Lurrus matchups. Furies will come in against other decks, white mostly, bit of anti-bazaar, and vigors for leylines post board. The vigors are almost always going to come in against the leyline decks. That's it. I'll see you for round 1. Round 1, rock against stars, lights. We won the die roll. And we mulligan. I actually typed out this deck list, so I'm now having a bit of a sweat that I registered powders. I hope I did. Oh, they're on Bazaar as well. They're dredging us, so typically dead game 1, win game 2 and 3. Classic dredge stuff. There's a library. And opponent's mulliganed as well. We'll have a look in a moment, see what they end up on. We've got a Bazaar, we've got some nonsense. I'll keep the 4. Don't need misstep. Lag City over here. Don't need a revival. I guess Red Lizard can go away if that's my keep. Oh, they kept 6, that's a bit annoying. Could have kept the revival, but then we're not on Vengevine lock, sort of thing. So let's discard these and cast a lizard. Squee was a cool draw there. Force of Will's kind of dead in this matchup. All of their actions are going to happen now, and then it's over. And that's it. So yeah. And then we'll play a hollow one as well. I might restart in a sec. So Vengevine's going to come in. Oh, they've got a Noxious main board, haven't they? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Where's that from? DSK special guest. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know what that means. We've got a hollow one. They've got 5 cards and a bazaar. We're probably going to die. But these are our cards. We do get a squee back later. That's fun. Off you go, opponent. Kill me quickly so we can go to game 2, please. Give me my hate pieces. Right, what did they exile though? They didn't show us anything that makes us think bridges or ghouls or munchlax just yet. I want my graveyard roughly out here. Creeping Chill, Amalgam, Stinkweed Imp. Okay, so Wasteland's kind of gaming here. Grief takes my Force of Will. But we do get a Squee back. We do get a Draw Step, which we know is Vengevine. We've got 2 easy discards there. But Noxious into Wasteland could actually buy us a large sum of time. Wasteland definitely is the best draw in the deck. 2 looks at it. I accept. Let's get in for 2. By that I mean 4, 5. Ooh, it's been a long day at work, kids. It's been a long day at work. Okay. Oh my god. Alright, the lag's gonna make me misclick. So we're gonna Wasteland them. And then Creeping Chill, Icarid, Shambling Shell. Okay, there's a Creeping Chill on the stack. Doesn't look like it. Okay, Creeping Chill's resolved. We're in their main phase. So, they Creeping Chilled. Sorry. They Creeping Chilled. And they've got an Icarid and an Amalgam here. So we're kind of looking for a Noxious to get going with from this activation. We're going to get a Squee back, so we do get a little bit of selection. Opponent's on 16. Next turn they get to Icarid us. They've only got a Shambling Shell though, so they're kind of hurting for dredges over there. And we get the Noxious. So we get to Noxious their Icarid, which will kill their Amalgam. Is that true? Or do we just Noxious the Shambling Shell and cope with the Amalgam? So then they just get to dredge it back, right? I might go after the shell actually. And deal with the fact that they've got a 3/3. Is that real? I think that works. So what am I saying? Give them Shambling Shell. Yeah. So Icarid can resolve. That trigger can resolve. Put your Shambling Shell on top of your deck. Do you have a Force of Will? We've gone to their upkeep to play around their Force negations, because they do play about 2 main deck. And they've got fuck all going on. Cool. So they draw Shambling Shell for the turn. They didn't have Bazaar last turn. They're going to hit us for 3 here. And then they're going to make a 3/3. We're going to untap. We're going to get a Squee back. And we're getting in for 6 at the moment. So Icarid dies. Icarid's got 1 more piece of food with the other grief there. So we're lining up to take 6 next turn, which is absolutely fine, right? We get Squee back. But now their engine's dead. Squee, Squee. And then what? I think I can afford 1 point of life. I can't afford many though, because the Creeping Chill's in their deck. We get in for 6. Opponent falls to 5. They were in fact dead on board. So the Amalgam attack's dodgy as hell. They're dead to a Hollow 1 connection because of the 2 Amalgams. They get a draw step now, so they are drawing towards Bazaars, and they've got to hold back the Amalgam. Yeah, cool. Because of the 2 Lizards, I think, is what I'm supposed to say there. And then we get infinite cards. And now we're truly gaming. I will pick this up with the intention of holding it from here on out. Draw step is another Squee. Kind of Squee flooded at this point. What do I want? Do I hold a lizard? No, I'm going to play the lizard because it's going to be summoning 6 chump blocker for what's his knob? The Vengevine in my graveyard. Play a library. Attack with everything. Because that's a mandatory block on the hollow one. And then they've got one more attack with the Icarid if they want it. And then they've got one more look for a Bazaar to get a hollow one into play to block again, but then they're dead to the board now. Cool. So yes, they had a well-timed Noxious to buy some time, but their Noxious didn't beat the Wasteland. They didn't eat the Amalgam there. They're going to grief me. I've just got nonsense. Yeah, you take the card that's got a text box, and then you die. I mean, that's cool. I think my opponent's playing for time because I'm 11 minutes down on them at the moment because I've had connection issues at the beginning of today. Activate Bazaar though. That's what I came here to do. Look at my squeeze, homie. And then we get in for 7. 7 traditionally more than 3. We sneak game 1. So Endurance is in, Fury's in, Vigor's in. Let's take a look at what that looks like. This can go. All of this can go. This is all nonsense. 58, okay, I'll bring in the fields as well then. This looks good to me. I'll see you for game 2. Okay, game 2 time. Mulligan time. We still need Bazaars. Right, sideboard strategy, Endurances and Ravenous Traps. Why would we play those over Leyline of the Void? Leyline of the Void is clearly better. Leyline of the Void is better. However, my point is that I can draw into these guys, right? I can draw into Leylines, into Endurances and Ravenous Traps, which means I just need to keep a Bazaar. I don't need to keep Bazaar plus Leyline to play the game against Dredge. We've got good card velocity. We're drawing cards unlike Dredge. Dredge has to play the Leylines, right? Because they're not going to draw anything else. Our opponent's going deep. They're down to 4. You absolutely love to see it. Mulligans to 3. Don't mind me. You don't have to stop there. Yeah. So that's my opinion. I wouldn't put up too much of an argument against you registering Leyline sort of thing yourself. But I prefer the ones I can draw into later. It's that 3 more cards get exiled. So that's cool. We've got the answer for the Leyline here already. We've got Noxious, which is effectively Graveyard Hate against someone on 3 cards. It says they begin with 7, but they begin with 3, so that's cool. And they're on the play. And they don't have a Leyline, so we can kill hollow ones. Let's see what they discard. They've got 4 cards, going down to 1 card. Thugnark Shell. It's a bit annoying, but it's something we can cope with. They've got 1 card in hand. Another Noxious. So we can disrupt and interrupt here. Let's put a Vengevine in play. If we can. But we might fall a bit far behind here with this next Bazaar activation. Yeah, we get the Vengevine. They don't have a Noxious. Or they learnt a lesson last game. They might have a Wasteland. That would make sense. In for 4. What do we Noxious say, team? Do we Noxious the Dredgers now? Do I Noxious the big Dredger? No, because they've always got the draw step, right? So we just take it and try and Noxious them off of like a Narcomoeba or a prized amalgam or something like that. They find an amalgam. They've got Force of Wills in their deck, which is a take. They went to their draw step, so they're holding a Wasteland. Narcomoeba is going to bring back 2 amalgams. So we're going to Noxious that Narc. To prevent the 2 amalgams coming into play this turn. So if they've got a second Bazaar, it's really bad. They've got a Wasteland, yeah, cool. And they Wasteland my Bazaar of Baghdad, fine. I've got no cards in hand. I'm just going to pop that back on top, but... Now we're drawing to Endurance, right? We know their top cards are Narcomoeba. That's going to put 6 power into play. That's a bit more than my Vengevine can cope with. We get our Bazaar of Baghdad, and then we get to look at 2. Endurance and Ravenous Trap are our good draws here. That's Fury. Fury is going to be acceptable as well, I imagine. Because Fury's just going to push time. I do think we're losing here. This is one of these things we're losing. They're going to get 6 power into play. 6 power I can deal with if I can top deck a trap, right? I did come off the Endurance there, but... So they get Narcomoeba, they've got ley lines, and they just get Narcomoebas there. They're going to have another Dredge though. No Icarids in their deck so far. 2 Amalgams trigger. And they're going to have a Dredge 5, I think, here. Off of a Stinkweed Imp. Which finds 2 Icarids. Okay. Right, how do we deal about this? They've got 1 card in hand, it's a Stinkweed Imp. They're on 10. I feel like this should be gameable. Force of Vigor. I think I'll have a look. Alright, I'm going to hold a Fury in hand, but I'm going to discard the other 2. I'm going to get in 4, 4, 5. 1 Creeping Chill there. They've got 9 damage in their hand, in their deck. How do you play? What does 1 point of damage really do? Do I just want to hold everything back? Do I want to send 2 lizards? I think I want to chill out. I'm holding a Ravenous Trap at this point. I think don't die. Hopefully they go over the top of their Icarid triggers, which they might need to. They've got 2 griefs, so they don't have to. I think I've got to hold back and block. Let's hope they dredge over the top of this so that we can get everything. They're not going to, okay. One Icarid comes in. And they're going over the top of this one, okay. It's a Creeping Chill. It's another Icarid. Do we trap them dead? I think so. So trap hits them and trap hits them good. They've got 6 cards in their deck and we've got 16 life points. They get to draw a card. Hopefully it's a Creeping Chill. They're going to come in. I'm probably going to chump with... Trade with Vengevine. Take 7. How does that work for us? Okay. They don't feel like playing anymore. Okie dokie. Round 2. We're up against Giusti, who's never played anything that's not Lurrus Saga. So let's see what they're on today. There's a pause. Means they've got a cat. They have a cat. We have a Noxious and a Bazaar. We'll keep this. We're on the play. Another creature off the top would be pretty dope. Then we'll get Wastelanded, then we'll put our Bazaar back, we'll get Force of Will, we'll Wasteland them, and if we have the Vengevine in play, we will have good tempo to win the game with. Opponent's mulligan to 6. Play our Bazaar. Let's activate it. Lizard. Rip. I'm going to come off the negation here. I'm not a believer. Now we can get wasted. Oh, Mox Jet. Maybe just getting Bowmanned. Yeah, no, just wasted. Cool. And now we'll Noxious on their turn to play around the old negation. If they've got it, they've got it. Yeah, Wasteland plus Force of Will. Tear does all this time. For us at least. And now we just click buttons until we die. We'll slow roll the lands here. So yeah, missing the creature on the first activation is going to be the whole game, I think. And they're going to slow roll their Bowman as well. They've got 3 cards though, so like 1 Fury might be able to wrap things up a bit. I'm going to play the Wasteland here, make them fetch an island, and then next turn hit them with the... They'll fetch basic, and now we'll strip them. Oh no, they won't fetch anything. Cool. So that might just mean they're on like a no basic list. No, they've got one there. I get Tundra, cool. They buy a cat. They don't have a Lotus. We'll take a draw step. And we'll put both their lands in their graveyard. I'm not going after the jet though, I think that's a bit too much. Tundra. Psychic Frog. Wish I'd gone after the jet now. So... I'm going to do this. And see if they discard their whole hand. It's their whole hand for a frog. If they discard their whole hand, I literally can't win the game. I'm already very far behind, right? But this requires all of it. And this turn I might go for the jet, actually. Just reset the game like that. Right, it's turn 5, no one's got any permanents. I want to draw a Bazaar of Baghdad. Cool. So, yeah, we're just drawing cards, see who draws better. Obviously, it's more than likely going to be our opponent. Their deck is, you know, a normal deck, doesn't need a specific thing to be going. But if I draw the Bazaar before they draw their next land, we're probably going to be a little bit ahead. Rip. Oh, tap land. Mindbreak Trap. That one's problematic. So seems tough for us. Oh yeah, now I've got to play. Got to click buttons. Not into that at all. We've got one lizard, so I wonder what I can get away with here. They found an underground sea. And then they have got 5 cards in hand at this point. Next turn I get to cycle a card with library. And they cycle Lorien, cast Lurrus, and we start to cry. So they did show us 2 Tundras this game. Worth noting. That means we're going to have Containment Priest, which means we need the other 2 Furies in our deck. Let's go discard Squee, I believe. There's a discard here. So now the plan is we draw up cards each turn with Squee. Oh, they get the frog back. Yeah, this is a disaster. I'm just going to sit with a bauble in play, 5 cards in hand. Frog I can never attack through. Yeah. I think we're in a good spot to be conceding here. I do want to use that ability. I didn't use my library. I'm a tool. Yeah, let's go somewhere else. Let's see. Let's discard 2 Vengevines. They're going to attack us for more damage than I can count. This isn't looking great, but I can put 3 Vengevines into play if I hit a lizard. Oh, but I can also just die to the frog next turn. Also not ideal. So are they on 2 Tundras then? The most recent list didn't have frogs in it, so that doesn't mean anything to me. I should have activated the library last turn, and I apologise to all of you people who screamed about that, but hit the lizard. I just can't cast any spells. Look how good library is. So we cast 2 lizards. 2 lizards get countered by 2 baubles, by 1 bauble. 3 Vengevines enter the battlefield. And this is part of it, right? Is this matchup just always feels hopeless. Just the wasteland strip mine thing. Kind of tough to deal with. They can discard their whole hand and kill me. Just so we know where we're at. Discard 6 cards, take the frog to the sky, hit me for 7. They know I'm locked out. Let's see what they're playing with though, because they're going to show me a bunch of cards here. Force Will, Force Negation, Plow, Force of Will, Wasteland. Just down. Cool. So what do we want? Petrified Field, Null Elemental Blast, Fury. I'm just going to look through their sideboards quickly. Cage, Needle, Priest, Tab. I'm just going to drag their deck over quickly. So this is them. This is their deck list. They went 6th in a challenge a couple of weeks ago. Various responses, funny. But 2 Priests, Needle, Cage, Tab seems to be the stock sort of thing. But this is what I mean, that they don't play anything else. Lurrus Saga. That's all they do. Obviously, this is a different list to what they're currently on because there's no frogs here. But this Tabernacle, Cage, Needle, 2 Priests is the same across everything. So, no thank you. So that's what we're going to sideboard for. I've already forgotten what I said. Oh yeah, they had Cage and Needle. Cage, Needle, Tab, Priest. I don't like Mind Break traps against these decks that much at all. I don't want to go too much lower on blue though, because that's going to be 9, 11 blue cards for our Force of Wills. Pretty questionable. 13 blue cards. I can count. Chalice on the play is probably fine. What did I say? Needle, Cage. Yeah, so we're not locking anything out with the Chalice. Just maybe them. We need some cuts from here. Certainly not the mana lands, because they cast our spells. Maybe we can get away with cutting a Fury. Cut some red cards. Maybe 1 negation. Yeah. Super questionable, I think. Not the greatest mapping by myself there, but we'll see how we get on. Main event here though is going to be the spell which requires mana to play with. Let's play a Bazaar of Baghdad, and I think we'll just activate it right now. I'm not too fussed. I'm going to discard these ones. I'm going to put Liz into play. I know it comes off the Fury, but I'm not massively stressed about that right now. I expect their first turn to be something like Wasteland you, right? If it's a Needle or something, then yeah, get wrecked me. No, it's a Needle or something, get wrecked me, I guess. Oh no, it's nothing. Really, it's just nonsense? Ah, interesting. There's a wee bit of tension here though, because like I want to be activating sorcery speed. No, instant speed, sorry. I want to be activating on their turn. But the issue of that is running headfirst into the Bowmasters. And that's what makes us want to go sorcery speed and loop the master, but looping the master brings me off of my negation, doesn't it? So I think I'm just going to slow down and go towards their turn. But I'm also quite happy with the makeup of my hand. So I don't really mind missing an activation. My opponent has a Sea and a Tundra. And they're playing spells. Tamiyo. I think Tamiyo is fine. Tamiyo doesn't really do anything, does it? Let's go to end step here. And let's activate now. Let's just go with a bunch of lizards. I'm going to hold the blue card in case they brainstorm in response to me here. Six cards for the opponent. And then let's attack for 3. One will get blocked. And we'll wasteland the underground sea. So we want to try and keep them off the bowman. And I think we'll pass the turn. I'm going to activate in response to that. I'm going to cry about my decisions. I'm going to come off the revival. Okay. So play Tamiyo. Well, they get Tamiyo into play untapped. And there's a Planeswalker, that's what I'm trying to say. Tamiyo's going to go to the sky. I need to draw a red card next turn. They've got a Soul Ring, that's fine. Missed a land drop though. Okay. So my creatures get smaller if I attack. I didn't find a red card. So let's discard Master, Noxious. And just cast a Hollow One. Play a Bazaar and pass the turn. And now we might start falling behind to this Tamiyo. Kind of difficult. But... I could Petrified Field my Wasteland, but then they'll just play their Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. Because they've not actually done anything hateful here, so I don't think they actually have... What they've done so far isn't licensed to keep their hand. So I think we'd rather play around them playing a Tabernacle and keeping my Hollow One in play. I actually don't want more of those, to be honest with you. Alright, I'll have more of those, thanks. I'm just going to discard the 2 Bazaars. I'm going to attack Tamiyo. My Hollow One might get plowed, and then I can attack Tamiyo again. That was wrong. Tamiyo triggers, and my creature gets slightly smaller. And then my guy gets plowed. Okay. I could draw Null Elemental Blast as well at some point. That would kill Tamiyo. And this is their whole game plan. Okay. I'd love another Squee or something. I think I took one out though, but Fury. Let's attack Tamiyo. And then get plowed again. No, activate first. And then we need this to get through, because otherwise Tammy's going to draw half their deck. We did get to discard a SqueeeVine. Tammy goes up to 6. We'll get 2 masters back and go to 20. So if we can deal with this Tamiyo, I feel like we're going to be okay. Because I feel kind of insulated against everything else at the moment. Two Squees and a master can go initially. Let's flip it again. Two lizards and a master can go this time. That's going to bring back a SqueeeVine. This time I've got a force of will to fight over the plow. Still might not be great, but containment priest. Okay, I'll fight over the priest. We haven't fought over a spell yet, so I'm expecting them to have force of will. Oh no. So we cast a lizard. We cast a lizard. SqueeeVine comes in. Attack Tamiyo. Tamiyo falls to 3. And we don't have any protection against their spells this turn, but they haven't done anything remotely proactive so far. So Tammy goes up to the sky again. They've got an underground sea, so they might like buy Lurrus or something here. If they feel like it, they might wasteland one of my bazaars to bring me off of the 2 of them. Or they might play Bowmaster and kill me. They've got a Psychic Frog, okay. And they buy Lurrus, okay. I do get some cards into my hand though. Squeeze come back. Masters come back. Library. So we're looking for the blast, I think, at the moment. This is all gone pear-shaped. I'm going to attack with the SqueeeVine. I think that's kind of required. even if it just eats a few cards out of their hand, I feel like pressuring them in some way is good, right? Yeah, opponent's discarding Lavinia's to trade or stay alive through SqueeeVine. I think that's fine for me. Then they block. Oh yeah, it's shrunk by Tamiya. Sure, makes sense. Then we'll play our library. Our opponent's going to start to run away with this, but if we can find those elemental blasts, that would be cool. Opponent's casting a delve spell, so they cruise away. Play a pearl. They came off of black there, that's interesting. Oh no, they've got black again. So they've got 3 cards in hand, one of them's a Lurrus. Tamiya gets plussed. And they're not attacking. Cool. Cards come to hand. And I'm going to activate the Bazaar when I've got enough squeeze in hand. Not Bazaar, library. And now we'll activate this in response. This is fine, I think. Vengevine, Squee, Lizard. Cast this. Bowman comes in. Bowman's going to get a trigger. Kill a lizard. Then he's going to get another trigger off my library and kill a lizard. It's a Force of Vigor, cool. Yeah, lizards die. Squee comes back to hand. And I've still got 8 cards and 9 cards in a Bazaar of Baghdad. Let's cast Fury with low expectations of it resolving. But 2 Vengevines come into play. I discarded a lizard earlier. We'll deal 1 to the Bowman and 1 to Tamiyo and 2 to the army token. So that puts Tamiyo off of ultimating next turn. Means we get another Bazaar activation on this turn. With 22 cards, we're going to find a blast at some point, guys. Oh no, sorry, I lied. Squee, Master of Death, Master of Death. Let's hit Tamiyo with 2 of these guys. Because these are pretty disposable, if you ask me. We've got a plow for one of them. Yeah, it's fine. And then the frog eats the other one. We're going to play Wasteland, and we're going to Wasteland your Tundra. And then in their upkeep, we're going to Vigor their 2 artifacts. They've got 2 cards in hand, one of them's Lurrus. Kill those 2. And they're back down to needing their lands, right? I will Force of Will Lurrus here. How many goes up to 8? Did I bring them in? Yeah. I'm going to fetch a Tundra. And cast Containment Priest. How many Furies have been through? I think I'll counter this one. They've got 1 card in hand. Yeah. We'll counter this. Oh, she only had 1 Vengevine. That might be massively punty. Frog not coming in to punish me, so that's cool. And now I get some cards back. Just 4 of them this turn. Yeah, I don't like that Force of Will. Okay, so draw step, please. We need to find a Null Elemental Blast like right now, because that tummy is about to pop off. A smattering of each. So we'll discard Master Vigor Vengevine. We'll pick up a Bazaar. So we still need to keep digging for this. We'll play a Bazaar. We'll find nothing. And then they do draw half their deck and we lose. Okay. I think I'm just going to concede there, because -7, draw half your deck. Cool. And we missed the 2 Null Elemental Blast from our bottom 10. So, hey ho. See you for round 3. Okay, round 3, and unfortunately we're up against another Lurrus list. Hi, it's Nick. So we'll see how we do. Lurrus is a big problem for the Squee lists. Just as you saw in the last game, they can do nothing and beat you. So yeah, we have got this nice 6-carder here. So we're gonna bottom the negation. And we're gonna slay with this. We are on the draw. Opponent's mulligan to 6 cards. Delta. I imagine I'm misstepping whatever the hell they've got, really. Delta C Sapphire. Okay, maybe not. If this is a frog, I'm going to cry. Ugh. I'm not going to cry, but I'm going to be pretty annoyed about it. So let's see how we do here. They've got 3 cards in hand. If I can hit a green lizard here, I'll discard that instead so we can draw to Fury. Alright then. So, lizard. I'm just thinking if it's misstep or root roller. I think if it's lizard or master, sorry. Vengevine, I think it's master. So I want to be able to draw into Furies. cast a lizard. And that should resolve when I have paying costs, sure. Now cast a hollow one. Vengevine comes in. They can discard their 2 cards if they want to trade with Vengevine. That doesn't seem great for them. Okay, so for now, the size of the frog is controlled. But that changes on their draw step. Like actual factually, just on their draw step, that changes. So at the moment it's as big as a 3/4, but when we get to their draw step, it can be a 4/5. And this is the problem with the frog, is I can't beat anything with 4 toughness or 5 toughness in play. Misstep's weird to me. Like the lizard just never makes any impact on this game, right? You can just pick it up with a Bowmaster on the way through. It's not hard to deal with. But hey ho. Opponent falls to 13. And let's see what they've got. They've got a wasteland over there. And I'm going to be extremely liberal with my wastelands this game. Okay. Opponent doing nothing. So if it looks like a Bowmaster, smells like a Bowmaster, it's probably a Bowmaster. Just in general. So let's wasteland them. Goodbye. Float a black, my man. I dare you. And this is, oh yeah, tasty stuff. So that's just great. Let's just absolutely send it. They can discard cards to kill my things, but then I can kill their fury, kill them with fury. Say block a hollow one. They can discard their hand to keep it alive. Delta. Cruise. Spell Pierce. Okay, so they didn't have the Bowman. And your frog's dead. Your frog's dead and you have a sapphire. Could have activated for another hollow one there actually, but I didn't, so there's that. And we win a game. It's been so long. So let's do the same as before, I think. I think that was this. A Fury, some Vigors. I don't like the traps, but they are blue cards. No, like a Squee, a Lizard. What was the other card? I took out Chalice last time, didn't I? I would like to draw these, and I would like them to be great. I don't know if I'm supposed to be on 4 Furies, but I'm not sure what I'm cutting at that point. Certainly can't be Library. Ooh, good grief. A Negation, maybe? Just 12 blue? So Negation's not great. Let's try this out. And we've got a million sources, right? 8 sources for our Null Elemental Blast. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Goosey's very good, but I feel like when your opponent just plays, you know, Tamiyo Brainstorm and you don't kill them in 40 cards, you've got a fundamental issue. I don't know. I'm struggling with Squee at the moment. Just its place in the world. And whilst an 8 Force of Will, Wasteland, Draw Hate deck is the best deck in the format, it seems really tough for us to be out here battling with this deck, I think. But hey ho. Hey ho. We will continue to spend some play points on it. Okay, game 2, we've got 7 card Bazaar, so let's press keep. Nick has got 7 as well, plus a little cat, meow. I've got some Wastelands as well, which could be cool, really. I've got Tormod's Crypt, sure, whatever. Yeah, sure. You've got a Crypt. Good on you. Crypt is good, but it's not lights out, right? We can play into it, we can play around it, we can play around with how much they're willing to give us. Cool. This hand's very exposed to a Wasteland at the moment. I'd like a blue card, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'll put the lizards in. I'm not sure where I stand on vigoring a Tormod's Crypt, to be honest with you. I don't love the idea. We could have discarded one of the vigors there and kept the red lizard for the Fury, on the expectation of creatures coming into play. So Undercity Sewers means they're not a Tundra list, basically. So that's cool. Big think on the sewers. Big think followed by top of the deck. So let's see what they've got. Frog's obviously annoying, but we have got the 2 blasts in our deck to deal with that, whilst I've got this many cards in hand. I'm concerned about Wastelands. I'm concerned about Bowmasters. If they're fetching now, it probably means Frogs. Not Frogs. Yeah, Frogs, yeah. Black, blue. Bowmaster, sorcery speed. Wild stuff. Okay then. Cool. And then we'll just get to wasting them, I guess. Yeah. So let's Wasteland here. And just pass the turn, I think that's fine. Then we might have to throw an activation out there at some point if they do something like kind of scary. But if not, we'll just keep wasting them. They've got a bauble, that's fine. What I really want is a 0 mana clone. That's what I want in my life. Just a 0/0 Mem Knight clone. So we can just be out there copying Bowmasters and stuff. Sure. My Bazaar dies. I've got another one in the reserves. Another one in the tank here. So in comes an army token. I'm going to hit them with the Wastelands again. They draw a card. Waste you. I might just throw a Vigor at them next turn to try and bait a Force of Will. I don't know if that's very good, actually. So I would like a blue card to protect with, but no, I should just activate the Bowman. Activate into the Bowman because that's only going to be a 4-power thing at the moment, so I can fight over it. Fight over the Fury once I found a blue card. Discarding 2 Vigors and the card I draw. If the card I draw is not blue, the card I draw is not blue. So let's activate. They're gonna get some triggers. I hit my blue card. I would rather expose Squee to Tormod's Crypt. Yep. You hit me twice. My lizard dies. I cast a Fury. One here, 3 here. Everything's dead. I'm going to try and pick up a Bazaar of Baghdad here. I don't know why, actually. I'm not sure. I don't like that at all, actually. Oh my god. I just wanted to play around Wasteland in some way. I should have just let this trigger go on the stack. And they've given me the Bazaar Corpse. They don't have Wasteland. Nice. I don't know, that was pretty punty. Because they just rip the crypt there and I lose my Squee. Yeah, it's fine. This is an annoying amount of Moxen. So we'll put the Squee trigger on the stack. My opponent might just think in response to that. This is a sort of spot where we can just start throwing lizards at them, I think. Let's do what to do. Can I come up hollow one? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to hold the Bazaars. Oh, I should do this now, right? Just play around the Bowmasters as much as we can. Give them as few triggers as possible. There's now 2 Squees in my graveyard, so it's looking quite tasty for their crypt. Unless they're holding another Jailer. Which I wasn't actually expecting from them. But now they just pass and they just Bowmaster me. Yeah. Oh no. That's cool. Get a lizard as well. For my troubles. I get a Force of Will. Okay. I found perfect mana. Put all the jewelry just in time to body move the frog. Great. We get Squee. One of our blasts just left the game, which is upsetting when they now play frog. There's a Vengevine. Okay. I'm going to hold the blast, I'm going to hold the Bazaar. Now, drawing perfect jewelry was quite annoying. I suppose I could have just drawn 3 lands. I wouldn't have had a wasteland at any point, would I? I think if they let me block, I will. But yeah, this doesn't look great from this position. I didn't play that game against Crypt very well, did I? I can't remember what I would have done differently. So they're going to take the frog to the sky and go and grab their card. They got 5 cards in hand, which is pretty thick. Quite a few cards, quite a few options. They've got, you know, all the mana in the world as well. Yep. Just about explains all of it, I think. Yeah. Basic island. Let's go by Lurrus. Opponent having a think about something here. I'm not sure what. Yeah, I think we need to find our colourless source kind of now, and then that's going to be that. They're going to ponder. A jailer we can't cope with. A bowman we can't really cope with. A crypt would be annoying. They found nothing, / they found a bowman. Okay. 6 cards in hand, we get Squee back to ours. I'm going to activate my Bazaar. I'm going to discard these 3 cards. I was going to click on the Force of Will. Yeah, I'm going to click on the Force of Will. Cool story. This hasn't gone well, guys. That click was not great. Discard Squee, Bazaar, Force of Will. Cast Hollow onto bait. Cool. They've got Force of Will. They paid a life. Sorry, that was a bit of a quick concession. They paid a life there to force it, and I'm off it from that little misclick there. Sorry. I'm gonna take the Vigors out. So if they're on blue-black Lurrus, then they're gonna be about those crypts and stuff. So I'm going to drop Vigors, bring in Chalice on the play. I don't think they have Needles. I don't think they have anything good like that. I'm just going to hit Submit like this. And we'll go again. Let's see how we do. Okay. Game... I don't know. We're up against Nick again, though. So I guess game 3. Because this guy's been on my screen for ages. Can we keep a powder hand? Can we get no powder hand? Can we keep a library hand? Can we keep a library hand? Oh, I'm so tempted. Library on 7. I might do it actually. Oh, library on 7 on the play. It's fucking awful, Josh. Okay, I'd like us all to ignore the end of the last game and this entire game. My excitement got the better of me. And for that I apologise. If they leave me with the library, if they don't waste land in my library, I think we're gamers. If they waste my land in my library, do we just go home? Mox Pearl. Mox Jet. Underground Sea. Vexing Bauble. That's a real big problem. So I'm completely off my library now. This is the issue, right? This is the big issue with the whole library joke. And a time walk as well. Alright then. The library you really need, you can't really keep these nonsense hands with library because that happens. They play a spell, you have to counter, you're off library, I'm 3 turns away from it, they've got Tormod's Crypt, yeah, that's fine. And a Ponder, sure. But now I'm just cold, so. Right, that's the experiment done. Not kosher play. I didn't really enjoy that. Okay, alright, bro. But do you even strip a library when I'm on 4 cards, you know? Do you even? Good job getting on the library there as well. Just fucking roll up my wasteland for no reason. I guess I should actually kill their underground sea in case they don't have blue. Okay. Are we good here? I think we're good here, right? How much time of my life do I want to spend losing to Lurrus Saga? I feel like I've already reached a percentage which is high enough. That would be my point of view. There's always just that thing in the back of my mind where, you know, with this deck, you spend so many games with so few permanents in play, like roughly 0, that I can not never bring myself to concede, right? But I find it a bit tougher. Heyo. Yeah. Let's activate this guy. So this bowman's going to be tough to beat. I don't know what I do about the Orc Army token after the next activation. To be frank with you, I don't know what I do about that. Oh well, they killed it, so I don't have another activation. Opponent attacks, we take 3. Can't believe I fell for the library trap. I laid, and this is the great thing about deck building, is I laid all the pieces myself to do this, and it was a nightmare. And it cost us a game quite heavily here, I think. I don't think I want to keep playing this one. I think we'll go to another game. Okay, game 4, and we've had a little break as well. We're going to powder this 7 on the draw against Motsu. And we're mulligan to 6. And we've got a bazaar, we've got a library. I think in this sort of spot the library's supposed to go, right? Like keep the Squee, keep the Vigor, keep the blue card. I think that looks good to me. Let's see what they're on. No Lurrus. What a great day. So no Lurrus into Polluted Delta. My first thought is Doomsday, but obviously there can still be Bug, can still be Oath, can still be a lot of nonsense. I'm just going to fling in the activation straight away though. Decision time. What do we pitch? What do we pitch? I think we pitch the Vigor, so I can keep negation on and Fury for the future. This goes wrong if they're on Oath. This goes great if they're on Bug, and if they're on Doomsday, neither of these cards matter. They've got a Volcanic Island, which is cool for them, and Spell Pierce by the looks of things, yeah. And we can't fight that because we're on our turn. But it looks like it's going to be nothing that I've listed so far. So that would be cool. Underground Sea, so like a breach list then, I guess. So we'll probably want to slow it down a bit. Grixis Wheels, so we've got to think about Hull Breacher when they've got to start like this as Grixis lands. Bowmaster, obviously, at this spot in the game where all we've done is play lands and not really achieve anything. Wasteland's a cracker, so we can just waste this right now. I think we go after the sea because that kills the tutors. And they float black, yeah. So they're holding a bowman. How much do we want to play into the bowman is the next question. Let's just pass priority. Let them play it. They play a vamp. Okay. So it doesn't lock off the tutors because they've still got tutors. I really like the Fury here though, that's the problem. I think I'm gonna activate. I think the revival and the Squee are the two pitches that we've got available here. I'm gonna get rid of the revival. Oh, they just vamped. They could just like have the one strip mine. I think I can dump a lizard into play. I'm not coming off the master because the master's gonna be my blue card to pitch with negation here. I think they could have just vamped for a strip mine or something. That's why I'm going to hold the negation for a turn. I think we could have considered just not activating there as well. I'm not sure why we didn't not activate, you know. Oh no. So Bolt's fine as well. They've got 3 cards in hand. They've just cast a vamp. They've got a mana crypt. Okay. Tinker? Yeah. Negate that, have trap open for their force of will. It just gets through. Okay. 2 cards in hand. They're missing a land drop. Let's just go full into the face with this Noxious on my wasteland. And we win. This is what we want to play up against, right? One where we're not getting pressured on our lands is what we want to be up against. Combo decks where everything revolves around one spell. I do expect these guys to have Hull Breaches in there, so I'm going to keep 1 to 3 Furies in, something like this. It means I need 3 cuts. I like max blue. I like cutting a red lizard occasionally. That's quite fun. Trap. Leyline's questionable at best. Leyline. I'm really struggling. Chalice can go. I think Library can go. What if the Chalice comes back in? What if we cut a Revival? That gives us 12, 15 green. Yeah, I think that looks fine. And the Chalice can be good because if they're on a breach list, the Chalice locks down the whole breach thing, right? Which it may just do. We'll keep this. Vigor for Leyline, no Leyline. Vigor for Needle as well, available. And if they play like a non-basic here and a Needle, they've got a Lotus. That's a bit annoying. Because Lotus can kill... Lotus can play Hull Breacher, which is really problematic. Into Soul Ring. They got a Swamp as well, so we need to be kind of like smartish with our activation here. So we're going to go Bazaar, Chalice on 0, and then pass, and then we're going to upkeep the Vigor on the blue source. And I want to stop on their draw step. They float blue, blue, blue. And they fluster storm that. Okay, cool. Fine by me. Do you want to do stuff with your blue mana? No. So then draw step before they get to play a land, I'm going to activate. I'm going to discard Wasteland, Wasteland, Master of Death, or Wasteland, Master of Death, negation. Wasteland, Master of Death, negation. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then kill your Soul Ring. Keep a Wasteland for their blue source this turn again. We're just going for full mana denial. Coming off the negation is very risky. They've got a strip mine. Shit. Okay. So that's where we get punished for coming off the wasteland, right? Coming off the negation is in this spot here, when they now just completely body me for the rest of the game. If they miss land drops, then we're kind of doing well. Underground Sea, Yixta Jailer's fine. I've already got my card back. Let's kill the Volcanic. And we kept in a number of Furies, didn't we? Because we need to fight Bowmasters, and yeah, we kept in 3 Furies. Basic Island, Psychic Frog can't resolve. No, thank you. So they're not on. So they're on like a Tinker deck, but they've got like other nonsense. Okay, interesting. It's a lot of basics as well, isn't it? I'll hold this wasteland until asked to do something else. I'm just going to snap off the next non-basic land anyway, but let's kill the Jailer. Not that it's doing anything major, but I still want to maintain enough life points to... I want to maintain enough life points to be able to use Master of Death when I get one going later. Nihil spell one. Okay, I guess that won't happen. Yeah, you'll go. A lot of basics. A lot of basics. This could just be a Tinker as well. I might have been a bit aggressive in that mid-game there. But I just thought killing mana was really good. Until they had double basic land. But I knew they had double basic land at that point because they played a swamp, didn't they? And nobody registers swamp without island. I'm just going for it. Cool. Over to the opponent, and I think we're quite far behind. Do I need to bring in my Null Blast for these frogs? That's the plan, isn't it? They probe me. They discard a Mox Emerald. I don't know if the Null Elemental Blast is the way to target this frog, but it's interesting to try, isn't it? Yep. That actually just factually kills us, I think. I don't think there's any coming back from that. Interesting. So they are a Tinker deck, but they've got Jailers, Frogs, Bowmen, so I want all of this crap. Which means I want all of this stuff as well. I dropped a Noxious and got Strip Mined. I don't have enough space. I'm really questioning these Null Elemental Blasts at this point. I'm going to drop a Noxious again. I'm going to drop a Squee. No, that's too many. That's too few red cards. So that's 2 cuts. I can come down to a trap as well. Oh, I don't need all these Petrified Fields. I can play the library over Petrified Fields. And then 3 Furies. I don't know. This is pretty questionable, I think, but Bizarre Force Blast, cool. Let's pray for another Bizarre, but we've got 3 good discards here. Squee, Lizard, Powder. So we just don't get one off Strip Mind again. They've got a Probe. And a Volcanic. And we get our Squee back, which is nice. Cool that they're not going after that. So let's hit for 1. And I think we can just play Strip Mine and pass. Oh no, I should just kill that land. We've got 6 cards in hand. I don't need to stop here. Academy, okay. I'm going to activate my Bazaar on their end step. I'm going to discard Null Elemental Blast and hold one of these guys in hand. They don't seem particularly interested in getting my Squeeze right now. It might do now, there's 2. No, okay. Just attack for 1. I'm going to discard Force Negation on end step. For an Underground Sea. And now I'm going to Vigor their thing. With double Force up. Flusterstorm. I'll feed them 2 Squeeze again. I'm trying to slow roll one of them. These blasts have just not paid off this game. I don't know about countering that. That might have been really punty. Oh, they've just got it all, okay. We can't pay the 2, so what do we do now? I guess we just top deck better. That would be my point of view. There's a Vengevine there now. They've got all of my engine pieces. Double trap. Get to attack for 1. How do you have more? In we go. And then we'll pass the turn. I think I need to draw another card before I can get activating again. I think I want to be able to select a wasteland and have Force of Will open. So we get another Lizard into play. Holding up Misstep. The reason I pitched the Force was so that I could misstep something on their turn. It is a piece of interaction at least, whereas a naked Force of Will is just not great. It might be better in the future, the Force of Will, but it's not ideal. No, I think I'll keep their artifact count down. His opponent doesn't appear to be able to make a land drop in 10 turns, so I think it's fine to be a bit more aggressive like that. We flip a Bazaar and a Mind Break, which I'm not fond of, but we find a Jet, which pays for Tinker. We've got Time Vault, okay. Let's attack for 2. They've got Bowmaster open at the moment. So we'll go for an upkeep Vigor on Spellbomb and Jet. Bring them back down to 2 mana if this gets through. And they crack the Spellbomb. Draw the card. And they're on 2 mana. They can still Bowman me, which isn't great, but we'll find a Frog. A Yixid Jailer. Okay, Yixid Jailer's fine, I think. I'm going to spin on their end step for more lizards, because I might just have to lizard them out here. Fury and Hollow One, sure. Do it again. Lizards are good. Bazaar and Wasteland. Wasteland was better than that. There's the fucking lizard. In we go. They've got 2 mana though, so we might be able to just get through with lizard damage. Would have loved that Wasteland, man. I found a Needle for my Bazaar. 2 mana on their Academy. Need to top deck yet another Vigor. 1, 2, 3. That's a really slim odds. There's 1 in 29. That's a good draw, because that's actually more Vigors, right? And if the Vigor gets through, so we're going to go end step. What's this? Time Twister. That seems great for me, doesn't it? Am I missing something? Alright. I'm so game for this. That was like the best thing that's ever happened to me in my whole entire life. That might not be true. That might be hyperbole, but I'm not too sure yet. Okay. Blue, blue, blue. Tinker. Let's Vigor this. Pitching a Revival. So I'd like the activation. And this looks like I want the activation. And now we'll go after the Tinker in response to that, now that they've tapped out a force of Flusterstorm. So Tinker doesn't resolve, they do get to draw 3 cards. So we kind of won the stack there, and we might even win a Bazaar if they don't find Force of Will here. No, they found a Force of Will. That's cool. I think that's not irrelevant, but I don't think it matters quite so much. Palace Jade is unable to attack. Kill the thing that casts frogs and bowmen. Get him for 2. So it wasn't the best thing that's ever happened to me. That was incorrect. But it didn't kill us just yet. Tabernacle at Pendulvale is fine. No, go away, please. They've got 4 cards. Let's kill the Academy. But the reshuffle on all of my Vigors is what I was kind of into there. That's what I liked about it. Oh, my God. It just keeps coming back. Vigor, please. Revival. Let's just revive a Vigor right now. If they counter it, we can go to a new game. They did not counter it. So if they don't make a land drop, they don't get a token. Come on, it can't be this is what we want to play against into lose 2-1. Timing on that Noxious was questionable at best. It should, at the very least, be upkeep. Unless you want to slow roll it further. They found a token maker. So they're going to get 2 tokens out of this saga. So we can't allow the tutor. And they've got 4 cards in hand. Yawgmoth Will. Lotus Ancestral. Twister. Or just straight into the Twister. Reshuffling them Vigors again. This was shit though, this one. But we're still in it. They've got 8 cards, so we've got a negation here. They've got Strip Mine. My land's already dead, bro. Cage is fine. I'm probably not winning this game without going through a Vigor anyway, so let's just relax. Oh, they keep finding them. They keep finding these lands. These lands keep coming out of here. Paying mana for the probe. Okay then. That's the Vigor there. I'm going to discard the Squee. That's kind of clear. Clear and pretty cut. So we get Squee back. I'll play the Bazaar and then I'll discard the Squee. And then we have to be careful here with the Manifold Key. We want to pick the fight which forces out the Flusterstorm first, before we put the Vigor on the sack. So there's the Flusterstorm. Manifold Key is going to come into play. And then we're going to Vigor, Time Vault, and Pithing Needle in response to the activation. If they've got another Fluster or a Force of Will, then we lose. And they do not. We have a Bazaar of Baghdad. So end step will activate. I'm going to discard the hollow one. I'm going to Vigor these two. I get 2 Squees back for some nice selection here. I wouldn't hate a Wasteland, but I do appreciate that there is 2 of them in my graveyard. So Lizard, which we need to kind of slow roll. Is that true? No, we can play the Lizard this turn. So next turn we'll get back Squee, and that will cast Fury, which means any Vengevine wins next turn. They've got an Underground Sea. And I'll get everything back. And they could have a Bowmaster in this spot, so how do we contend with that fact? I don't know if we do. As a Force of Will. Vengevine, Fury, Squee. Cast Hollow 1. Cast Hollow 1, trigger Vengevine. And we win. Nice. It's those matches that you kind of play this for. Like, that was sweaty, right? That was... We were really behind it at some point. I don't know, when your opponent's got Vault Key, Needle Cage in play, and a Tabernacle. Yeah. But no, we survived a Saga, we survived Strip Mines, we survived, what was that, Double Ravenous Trap, Nihil Spellbomb, Lotus, Yawgmoth's Will, Tinker. We survived a lot that game to pull it out off of most of the work being done by those 2 early doors lizards as well. So that was cool. Definitely some spots I could have improved on. Like the Noxious Revival was kind of questionable. The fight over the trap at the beginning of the game was really questionable as well, but they ended up having 2 of them. Good stuff. One more round. Okie dokie, 5th and final round after that pretty epic one there. Oh man, I thought that was Bazaar for a second. I was really excited. I was like, this is dope. All Mulligan. On the play against DTC80, who I do not know. Do we have to pay the tax to the Bazaar Gods here? No, cool. So potential turn 1 Vengevine, bottoming Noxious Negation, Noxious Squee, Noxious. Noxious seems egregious. I think I have to keep one of those. One's definitely going. Just what's the other card? I think it's Negation and Noxious. So I think I want to dump, get a Bazaar back online, dump, have a Squee going. I think that's the plan. Okay, we'll discard the cards that want to be discarded. I'm still going to get rid of the Lizard. And then we'll get the Squee going. We can pick up the Bazaar as well if we want to. See what our opponent's got. Opponent Mulligan to 6. They didn't reveal a Lurrus, all very exciting, all very tremendous. They've got a strip mine. Crunch. I'll respond to that so they can't cast Spell Pierce or Fluster. Make them use a Force of Will if they've got it. No, they haven't. Okay. Mock Sapphire. I didn't enjoy playing Magic. Okay. I'm just going to roll out some lands, I think, that aren't Bazaars. Let's put a library in play. And just get a bit more discard equity where we can. Opponent's got 4 cards. Really interesting that they didn't go Sapphire Bauble first, right? Like, they would have just absolutely killed me there. I think I'm already dead. I think I am dead, but like, you know. Really interesting sequencing. Okay, so it's mono white. Okay, cool. Mono white seems like it's kind of defeatable from this position, I think. Maybe not. Maybe they've just got too many lands rolled up. They name Cleric, we Wasteland Cleric. Cool, cool, cool. That's good. So we'll waste them this turn. And then we'll look to activate our Bazaar next turn. We have kind of got in the way a little bit. Like, we might even, if they don't have many more lands, we might even force them to, yeah, nice. We might even be able to force them into Baubling, get cracking that Bauble sort of thing, at which point I can't cast spells. They can't, I can cast spells again. The words are hard. Triple Master or Triple Squeeze are really cool. That's going to bring us up to the library at some point pretty soon. We've got the Wasteland if they make another land drop. We can't cast the Hollow One because of the Vexing Bauble. They don't want to cycle it. They might have just another Wasteland rolled up they opted not to play out. But they might actually be in such a world of hurt they have to crack the Bauble soon. They're paying life. Does that mean they've drawn a 2-drop? No, they've just decided to get their spell countered. So that's good for us, truly and greatly. And now I'm going to Wasteland them again here after picking up 3 cards. I know I can't cast spells, but this library is almost on. It only takes a lizard or two to... Well, a lizard or two. It only takes 2 lizards to get this Vengevine back and rolling as well. So that's 6 cards. So the library's on, like, next turn, right? I could have discarded the Vigor, actually. I could have discarded the Vigor, I could have discarded the Lizard and played the Hollow One out and got the Vengevine back. But I feel like we're getting to a position where they need to crack the Bauble. No, okay. I lied. There's a Saga out of Mono White is kind of toxic. I get cards back. I then activate library once all my squeeze are in my hand. Hoping for another waste or strip mine at some point here. I've still got 3 of them, but it's not great odds. Let's go Squee Master to start with. No, Squee Lizard. So I can draw more Vengevines. Okay, I could also take a draw step at some point. That might be wise as well. Another bazaar. Okay. Vengevine comes in. We attack them for 5. But I don't have anything really going on here. They need a white source. Although the first token's pretty big, isn't it? They're on 8. Be so cool if they could just miss a land drop for us here. Oh, they're tapping it for mana in response to the second trigger. Which is quite interesting. We win. Cool. What bauble? I did miss sequence there when I activated my bazaar during my turn, during my upkeep. I think these cards look pretty simple to bring in. I think the negations are crap, and Chalice on the draw is not going to be very good. Then maybe a Master of Death or a Squee. Oh no, misstep, what are you doing? So questionable blue count, just 12 cards, but better than anything else we've got. Keep library, because it's great. Library hasn't done anything bad to us this league. That's the big risk of library, isn't it? It's just the absolute bait hands where you're like, oh my god, look at my Library of Alexandria. Okay, hopefully the final game of the league. That's Mulligan here. What are we playing against? Mono White. Okay. Usually a decent matchup for us. Not when you mulligan this low though. Let's keep a Lizard and a Blazing in the deck. Let's get a 4 then. Okay, cool. So penultimate game of the league. How many cards? Put 3 cards on the bottom. What do you think of that? So that's like, I'm going to force of will your first play and then make an engine. Or there's this option, which is like, I'm going to build into my bazaar and find more cards. I think this is better. The problem is if they've got a really powerful turn 1, isn't it? I'm not sure what we can do about a really powerful turn 1, to be honest. I didn't know Mono White played Saga, that's quite interesting to me. No Chancellor revealed at the beginning of the game, so that's good news. They did keep 7 though, which is pretty bad news. White Plume gets exiled, Cavernous Souls comes into play. This name's Cleric. Do you have a Mox? No, they've got a 2 mana Cleric. Oh, sure. That's fine. I might just hit him with a Wasteland to start, to be honest with you, because I kind of want to... They've got 3 cards in hand left, right? And they've made a Grizzly Bear. So I think... Okay, let's grab that. I'm going to come off one of the Wastelands and the Noxious. And now I'll cast Hollow One. And we'll pass the turn. So we can still waste in the future. We kind of need this turn to be a bit of a blank, but their follow-up's usually quite good. Like a Seasoned Dungeoneer or something, that's going to be quite annoying. Ancient Tomb again. Into Archon of Emeria, sure. No, they can't attack because I've got a Hollow One. I'd like a red card. That's fine as well, I guess. I think I can attack, which means I should have slow rolled my land. I'm just going to take the 4. Now I take 4 on the crackback, don't I? Yes, that was like poor sequencing between the land and the attack. If I'm not attacking, then the land's fine. If I am attacking, the land's bad. So Archon and Containment Priest bash in here. I'm not going to activate because my cards are good. But in this sort of spot, you can sometimes activate and get in a lizard for free sort of thing. We've got some costs over there. White Plume. White Plume's pretty problematic, I think. They've got like the Archon. The priest doesn't do anything, the Archon's annoying. Okay. I'm going to activate this. And discard these 3. I think I can attack with both in this spot. Wasteland doesn't look like it does anything. I get the initiative back here. And I get to kill 2. I get to kill the 2 cards that are like hate pieces. But then I get outmuscled by the White Plume, so maybe this was not a great attack. Actually, I do get to clear this stuff out the way, but that White Plume's a 5/5. That untaps on my turn. So I'm not fond of that. Actually. So I can't be another creature at this point, can I? 2 low on resources. We've got Chrome Mox. Okay. Chrome Mox into Solitude then. That's the only thing that costs 5, right? Chrome Mox into Containment Priest. And yeah, I can never get through without going like round them a lot. And they're holding Solitude, which makes it hard to get around stuff, right? Because Solitude's just a pretty straight up 2 for 1. Okay. Opponent's struggling with the casting of Solitude right now. I mean, I can waste them just to make them do it if I want to. Oh, the thing of sorcery speeding it so they can then have a life linking 5/4. I see, that makes sense. That's actually, yeah, that's actually not too bad for them, is it? So we won't be attacking this turn. I just don't know how to get around this this White Plume particularly quickly. Especially when we're taking 5 next turn. We get to hit 8, and then they attack us for 8 with a Solitude and a... So we're just dead next turn. Okay. Okay, dead next turn, that's fine. That's something we can cope with, I think. Might play him on taps. We get Master of Death. Little lizard. Let's give this a spin then, I guess. Another lizard brings back a Vengevine. Another Vengevine doesn't bring back a lizard. Right, let's go to the next one. We're chronically dead in this spot. Chalice on the play versus mono white seems good. I'll drop a trap. Don't care about my blue cards anyway. They don't counter anything. Oh, maybe I want to keep a trap and drop a force of will actually. So I can play through a chalice. Yeah, kind of into that. Once again, I've built a questionable sideboard with Squee against the field. I think I need to sit down and write one out, sort of thing. Or net deck, also an option. Yes, I would like to play first. Yes, I would like a Bazaar on 7. Yes, I would like to keep this. Thank you. Thank you and please. Good opener. Break through a Chancellor. Play a 4-power creature. Have a Fury in hand. Your lands are in your graveyard. Seems like a decent spot for us to be in. Hopefully they mulligan to 2. They keep 7. Not what I asked for. Okay, so let's just overextend it into a Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale and call it good. Is that a library? Is that a library I see before me? So these are the lizards. And then I will still cast Hollow Orb. If I get tabbed, then I'll put my creatures in the graveyard. I feel like a lot of people have been coming off Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale with mono white though. They've got a Wasteland. That's cool, bro. I'm fine with that. I've got 7 power and the ability to play a Tabernacle, to be a Tabernacle now. Oh, Chrome Mox. Into Archon. Are we casting spells? Plow my Hollow One. Wasteland my Bazaar. That's definitely a play. Rest in peace. Right. Cool. That's cool. I'll play out a Wasteland and attack them for 7. Do I want to Wasteland their Wasteland? I don't think so. I think if they waste me, they waste me. You've got Solitude, you've got 2 cards in hand. Sure. So with this Rest in Peace in play, it's unlikely that we ever get onto this library, right? So the library is a nice discard. The second Bazaar, the Fury, and the Strip Mine all have great text boxes. I actually changed my mind. I am going to Wasteland them because that's just going to keep them off of a 3-drop. Which I think is worth it. And I would trade 3 lizards for a 3-drop most days of the week. Okay, that's fine because I've still got another Wasteland. And they've got a 3-drop. Okay. Oh no, they don't. So they could have a Containment Priest here. Which we'll find out if they do. Or a draw. So let's attack. And if they Wasteland, if they have a Containment Priest, then whoop-de-doo. In we go. Nothing. Strip Mine, Strip Mine, Strip Mine. We'll pass because I'm still kind of happy with where we're at here. Less insulated about against the Tabernacle now. So yeah, they're on like some nonsense, right? If you're playing Mobile in your mono white deck. Right, so they didn't have a 3-drop last turn, and then they've got one this turn apparently. No. I wonder if I'm supposed to be out here trying to find Vigor stuff. It's just whatever they do, I'm gonna be able to Fury away. So I think we'll hold fire and see what they've got to say for themselves. Mox Opal is interesting. I wonder how deep you would go on artifacts to play Mox Opal. Rest in Peace is pretty ineffectual in a position where you're already dying quite quickly. I'm going to activate the Bazaar here. I'm going to keep the Vengevine, I'm going to get rid of the Master, I'm going to get rid of the Lizard, I'm going to get rid of the Library. The Vengevine is going to be here for Force of Vigor, because we can hit Chrome Mox and Petal, which kills all of their mana. So let's attack for 4 and see if we can find Wasteland, Hollow 1. Wasteland would be a nice draw just for purposes. So we can discard Bazaar, Vengevine, Squee. I could have discarded the Hollow one to be honest with you, I think, and held Squee up. But them having no mana seems awfully great as well. So they floated a mana here, and then didn't float a mana. And now they take 8. And we win the match. Okay, so 3-2. Pretty grotty 3-2 to be honest with you. Okay, so Vintage. We played some Squee. We beat Mono White, we beat Tinker, and we beat Dredge. And we lost to Lurrus. I think that's my issue with Squee at the moment. It's not that you can't win games. You can beat a lot of decks. The problem is you can't beat the top deck, right? And if we're aiming to win the tournaments that we're going to at the moment, I feel like we're supposed to be somewhere else. It's not Squee. I definitely think there's better build to this. I definitely think you could look at things like main decking a petrified field over a library. Gives you a bit more insulation against their wastelands. Main decking another petrified field over, you know, a trap or something. There's a list out there with subtleties at the moment, which I would like to try at some point. And just see how we get on. You could have more Furies, you could have some Gut Shots, some Pyro Ks. Different package for Dredge might be fine. How good was Null Elemental Blast? Did we cast it once? I'm not sure. I think might got countered. But I think it's cool. I did play a league a few weeks ago with Squee with a Null Elemental Blast. And in one turn I killed a frog and countered an Expressive Iteration. And that was like really quite cool. But I'm not sure at the moment. Yeah, no. Enjoyed the league. Sorry about the library game. I just kind of got distracted by how cool library is. So yeah, that's the league. I'll see you again. Sorry it's so long. Might try and cut this one down a bit. See you soon.